Hey, as we wrap up this week and look towards this coming week, we're going to talk about benefits and ramifications of being loved, of acknowledging and knowing and relying. I just wanted to remind you that the acknowledging, the confession is kind of the kickoff of the relationship. And so we know and rely. So the know and the rely are just a deeper dive into this new relationship. Now that I've confessed and I've entered into a relationship, now I know him. This intimacy is gonna continue on and on and on. He's gonna press into me, and as much as I press into him, there's gonna be an augmentation of the intimacy. And then rely is that little word pisteo, which is a word for faith, which means to lean on or trust or depend completely, to have full confidence in. And so when you are trusting God in the difficulties of life, when you're trusting God, when you're sorting through your aberrant, toxic messages about yourself, when you're trusting God to work out relational challenges and say, God, I surrender. God, I just take it. Lord, you be in charge, not me. All those things are learning to put your weight, your full confidence in who God is, in who he says he is. That's why in Matthew 16, Jesus asked the disciples, who do people say that I am? And they said, some say John the Baptist, and others say Elijah, and still others, Jeremiah or one of the prophets. But then Jesus asked them the most important question of all. In the Gospels, Jesus asked 307 questions, but this one was the most important. He looked them in the eye and said, but who do you say I am? Who do you say I am? Peter jumps in and says, you are the Messiah, the Son of the living God. You know what I love about that? I love the whole I am thing, right? Jesus wants to know, who do they say I am? Moses told Pharaoh, Moses asked God, who do I tell them sent me when I tell them to let my people go? Remember this? I'm jumping into the Old Testament. Remember what God says? Tell him, I am sent you. God, Jesus, is the great I am. So here's the beautiful deal. When I trust in the great I am, he helps me be reminded that I am a sinner, but I am chosen, and I am wanted, I am cherished, and I will not do this life perfectly, but I know that as his child who is deeply loved, completely forgiven, fully pleasing, totally accepted, I know that I am no longer afraid. I'm no longer condemned. I'm no longer rejected. I'm no longer separated because I am his child and I am loved. And so are you. Today, let God's love sink a little more deeply into your spirit. Let the toxic ideas of who you are be swept away by his mercy and grace. Be reminded that all the things you tell yourself that are not of him are lies from the evil one. Ask him to purge you of those messages. And then you catch them and replace them with what he says about who you are. I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful day.